Okay, I want to talk about a concept which for like seasoned role-play game types may seem really, really obvious, really simple. But for people like me who are newer to this is something which I didn't know, and no one is explicitly explaining about playing RPGs, playing role-playing games. Now, obviously, it's a game. You do whatever the heck you like. But this concept I find very useful in order to make both the role-playing work better and also the game stuff work better. And the idea is simply this: you really just need to work the G in order to make the RP stuff actually work. Let me explain. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you're playing some sort of role-play game, you've got your little band together and they're going around, you know, the hard, tough people are gonna go out and, I don't know, rob stuff or conquer the universe or whatever it is they do. And what happens is, as you're playing, this character comes along and some poor little street urchin comes on saying, please help me, help me. And they're asking you to help you in some sort of noble task. Now the player looking at the little urchin's like, well, I can't just like, you know, get rid of the little urchin. I can't be that mean. Okay, I guess I'll help and I'll be honest and true and brave. And they roll the dice and they fail. It's really simple, but they failed. And it's really frustrating. You keep ending up in these situations where even though you keep trying to do the thing that you think you're supposed to do, but your character doesn't seem to get anywhere. And I think the issue is they've kind of forgotten that you don't just role play and speak as the character, but you actually have to play as the character in the game. See, the problem was in the character development stage, that person, they did not design a noble and true character that helps poor street urchins. They wanted to be like a Han Solo type, but without the heart of gold. You know, they're an edgelord, they're a badass, they're a tough person. And so they designed their game sheet to match that. They made them really sneaky, lying, devious, that kind of thing. But at the time, in the room, when they're playing with the other people, and there's a scenario presented to them where they've got to help some poor kid and not steal their lollies, well, they feel the pressure, they've got to do the right thing, and they fail. They forgot that the game actually facilitates the types of decisions they've got to make. Let me give you a practical example. Here is a character sheet that me and a friend of mine have put together for a game of Starforge, Ironsworn supplement thing. Nice and simple mechanics. You've got your little traits up here, right? And when I decided to make this character, I did kind of want to make them not necessarily the best person in the world. And so I put things into like speed and dexterity and sneaky shadowness, but I didn't put much into heart, that sort of leadership, goodness, kind of couragey type stuff. I wanted them to be an actual coward. And I remember when I first started playing Ironsworn, I made the mistake of just trying to do what I thought was more or less the right thing and not playing to the character sheet. Not saying, hey, I am sneakier than I am honest. In this scenario, how can I use a sneaky means to solve the problem? And not only is it okay for you to be sneaky, because this is a fictional situation. It doesn't actually reflect totally on you, the decisions you make within limits. In fact, it's more than just okay, it's kind of required. You've set up this character to be sneaky. Be sneaky. Otherwise, you're going to find that your character, your game, goes nowhere. I find the situations where that is the most helpful is when you're in some sort of conundrum, you're trying to solve a problem, and you're sitting there going, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of the hole? How do I convince this person? How do I do whatever? And you're sitting there stuck. You feel tempted to grab a dice and just 50-50. Oh, if I roll this way, I'll go that way. If I roll this, I'll go that way. You're no longer role-playing. You're just, I don't know, doing a random story generator. But instead, if you look at your stats and go, you know what? I'm very dexterous. What if I just run away right now? And as you can see, those stats are guiding you in your role-playing decisions. This is the way where if you're someone who really struggles to not think in any other way other than yourself, if you find it hard to kind of maybe like empathize or imagine or develop characters, I'm not judging you. You're allowed to be like that. But if you are like that, that's where these stats help you out. They tell you explicitly that you're kind of intelligent, but you're a weakling. So maybe you shouldn't get into the fisticuffs fight. Maybe instead you should try and trick or weasel your way out. Look, again, it's a pretty basic concept in role-playing games, So if you're hearing this and going, duh. But for those of you who've never actually thought of it that way, that this isn't just some sort of drama activity where a whole bunch of creative people get to sort of role play and pretend for however long, it actually is a game beyond just the tactical fighting bit. The role playing itself actually does have rules and mechanics that will help guide you in making more feasible, believable role-playing decisions. At least that's my opinion. If I'm wrong, if I'm off base, please let me know. Just chuck it in the chats. I'll defend myself, to be perfectly honest. If I think I'm right, I'll back myself, but I'm also keen to hear what other people have to say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did like it, like and subscribe. But otherwise, hopefully see me again later.